Plus Nasco cornflakes.
All you need to ask yourself is that where is everybody's money going?
It's important for you to find people that connect with you where you are now, but also complement your weaknesses.
Make sure that what you have can test anybody anywhere. What inspired me to start my business, hunger.
Banking prepared me for that. Showing up, waking up early, being dedicated.
The power is in us as people. We are the new oil.
The new media, don't be afraid of
What
it.
makes you stand out is differentiation. This is going to be my footprint. I'm not going to be in any box.
Coming soon to over 500 million smartphone users and 1.5 billion voices. Leke, the social platform for the world out of Africa. By the founders of Arise and This Day Media Group, we're going to be launching with a big bang. A new homegrown social platform born in Africa and built for the world, blending community, culture, and cutting-edge AI. It's fast, culturally rooted, data-friendly, and designed to scale globally. A digital platform for youth, creators, and business. A one-stop shop to connect, share, create, and earn. It's time to end social media imperialism. This is Leke, a voice for all.
Welcome back to the Morning Show right here on the Rise News Channel. The Nigerian Prize for Literature is one of the richest and the most prestigious literary prizes in the world, worth 100,000 US. You heard me right. The Prize for Literature was established in 2004 by NLNG. Today, the prize celebrates over 20 years of recognizing excellence in Nigerian literature. The prize has been awarded to over 19 Nigerian authors over the years. NLNG is proud to sponsor the prize and its sister prizes. The prize for science and now the prize for creative arts, aligning with the vision of inspiring a sustainable future. The 2025 Grand Award night was held last Friday with Oyin Oluwile, author of Saya, emerging as the winner of the Nigerian Prize for Literature. Joining us now on the show to discuss the 2025 Nigerian Prize for Literature is Dr. Sophia Hosfall, GM, External Relations and Sustainable Development, NLNG, and Oyin Oluwile, winner of the 2025 Nigerian Prize for Literature. Great to have both of you here.
Thank you.
And I know a little bit about you because you said you started writing at the age of 8, and I'm still saying you must publish those poems you wrote at the age of 8. So how does it feel? Does it feel like a dream, winning the Prize for Literature at this point in time?
Yes, it does feel like a dream, actually. It's still feeling like a dream. It's, imagine being contending with all of this, all very remarkable writers and well-accomplished writers, by the way, and excellent works of literature. And then you're declared winner out of all of them, which would be your first book. So, yes, my first published book.
You know, they say third time is a charm, but
No,
for you, first time is a charm. First book.
Yes. So it feels like a dream. It still feels like a dream. And I think even for a very long time, it's still going to feel like a dream.
So I'll come to you. How do you describe the process of selecting a winner in the 2025 edition of NLNG?
Thank you so much, Rufai. And let me first of all start off by just sharing the condolences on the loss of your correspondent, Senator Chukwu.
Thank you.
May his soul rest in peace.
Okay.
But the adjudication process, especially for this year, was really riveting, rigorous in its entirety, and requires the review of over 250, specifically 252 entries. It was a challenge, but also exciting for our advisory board and indeed the panel of judges. And what we found was that each and every work in and of its own right was outstanding, whether it was in full drawn characterization of the book or in the quality of storytelling. They were truly amazing. But it showed that as we do each year, ensure that the core values of the Nigeria Prize for Literature are exemplified. That of originality, of excellence, of integrity, and really of inspiration. And we have taken so much pride that this year, the most competitive, I think, in the history of the Prize for Literature, the Nigerian Prize. And here we have emerged a wonderful piece of work by Oyin Elukwele.
Let me ask you a very interesting question. Did you ever think in your wildest dream that a first-time publisher will get the prize this year?
It's just astonishing. It's absolutely astonishing, and that's why it's excited the literary community. It's a superb book that, with the very rigorous adjudication, has emerged, and we're proud of her, and we're proud of what we do as Nigeria LNG with respect to the prizes.
Menga, over to you. Hello, Menga, can you hear me? Hello, Menga. Okay, so we'll just ask the next one. So how optimistic were you about winning? And what did you think made you stand out to become a winner?
Oh, was I optimistic? I was half and half optimistic, because I think I started to feel like I was a winner from the 11 long list. So when I saw my name, I saw the book, I saw Sonia on the 11 long list, I felt, okay, we can actually do this, right? And and when we got down to top 3, the optimism kind of it was half and half, because there was Nika May there, there's Chigozie Obema there, and in my head I was thinking, okay, this can actually swing anyway. But then, yeah, so half and half optimistic. And what made the book stand out? I want to believe nothing extra special, apart from the fact that I was probably talking about African mythology and written in prose fiction wrapped around fantasy, basically. So maybe I wouldn't know.
I had not even read the book.
Yes.
When I was talking about one of my favorite pieces being Amos Tutuola.
Yes.
It's around that genre. I mean, so you can see the telepathy of something. I had not even read the book. I mean, so I'll come to you by asking, what's the Nigeria Prize for Literature like to the NLNG?
Well, thank you. The Nigeria Prize for us, it's more than just a literature prize. For us, our vision in Nigeria LNG is more than energy. It's about impacting Nigeria. It's about excellence. It's about growth. It's about ensuring that this great country of ours is showcased to the global audience. And with this prize that we've been running, just as you've said, for over 20 years, we see it as our way of, elevating, promoting education, of literacy, of literary merit. And it is for that reason that we have $100,000 US, yes, you heard right, that really adds to the prestige of the prize and ensures that literary excellence as we know it is fully rewarded, recognized, and brought to a global audience to experience and enjoy.
So, your book is fantasy.
Yeah.
And do you think this is like the advent of fantasy books? Have they come to stay? Because I know there are a lot of people that write in that genre. Tomi writes in that genre. She's got a very good book out. And tell us a little bit about this, book at this genre and $100,000 in your bank accounts at a tough time like this in the country. Will you pay your taxes like some people say, or will you do insurance? So let's talk about the book.
Let's talk about the book. Yeah. So fantasy is emerging as our new way of storytelling in Africa. And here's the reason. The reason is over time we've enjoyed global fantasy. We've enjoyed global fantasy in Marvel stories, in all of Disney and all of that, and we've come to accept them as good storytelling. And the thing is, where does Africa stand? Where's Africa's place in all of this, right? So when we have Tomi Adeyemi, when we have Oyolubile coming to say, listen, we have our own stories as well, and they're exciting, and they are made for a global audience. I think then African storytelling or Nigerian storytelling feel then they take it seriously. Right?
Tell me about the book.
Yes, so
it's just excitement.
So here it is. I imagine the god Shango as a girl.
Wow. So there's also a theme of women emancipation.
Yeah.
And women empowerment.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
That's good. I can't wait to read it. All right. So what's NLNG's interest in funding the Literature Prize instead of other public priorities? I mean, that's another question.
Well, you can agree, Rufai, that there is a yawning gap in the support for the arts and literature in Nigeria. And we feel that the Nigeria Prize really helps to address that critical gap. It is there to really promote the works of Nigerians, not just Nigerians within Nigeria, but Nigerians in the diaspora. So irrespective of where they're located or even their publishing origins, we are giving a voice to that talent, enabling them to be recognized, showcased, and indeed rewarded. So we're proud to really be in that space. For us, it is not just charity or just even corporate social responsibility. It's about nation building, and that's why we're in this space.
Okay, before I bring in Lydia, what are you going to do with 100K? You dodged that part. 100K. What are you going to do with it?
Are you sure you want to hear that on national TV?
Yes. Okay. So you're just laughing it off. It's fine. Wait, come in. You've got some questions to ask.
Okay. May I ask what inspired you? What inspired you in developing some of the characters in your project, including Sonia as a woman?
The inspiration is from a curious mind such as mine. And at the time I was doing my research on this particular subject or this particular character or well-known Yoruba god, a lot of things just didn't add up for me. And one of the things I understand in terms of documentation or documenting African stories and the rest of that, you realize that there's a gap somewhere. There's usually a gap somewhere. There's always some kind of distortion in the narrative. So me reimagining that or imagining in the way that makes sense for me was how most of the characters were developed. Most importantly, Sonia, the character herself. And so writing the god Shango to be, or imagining the god Shango to be a woman, it's not, I'm not thinking, let's just throw it out there, let's distort this gender, right? The idea for me was, I felt, this is how this story is going to make sense for me and for so many people as well. And I'm actually happy that it's the acceptance, the acceptance rather, its expectation was what I was expecting, really.
So I get what you did.
Okay.
I saw through your mind. All you just did was you merged Shango and Oya together. You called it Sonia, right?
No.
Okay.
But I think that's
I thought that's what you did. So, but what next, for you after the prize? And you've nothing to know what you're going to do with the money. And for you, That was for what impact do you envision of the prize will have in the next 5 years? But I get it. That's what you did. So go on, Oya.
I kind of like that because there was a very good relationship between Oya and Sonia herself in the book. So yeah. Yeah, maybe I should call you for the sequel. Maybe you would
ready to work with you. Yeah. What next for you, and how are you going to spend this money?
Yeah. So what next for me is more work, right? I believe that there's that saying that the reward for hard work is more work. So there's more work to be done. There are more stories to be told. Africa needs to be put on the map as far as storytelling is concerned. And what am I going to do with the money? I'll spend it.
Very good. So what impact do you envision for the prize over the next 5 years?
It will continue to wax strong. We want to see it as the premier platform for really recognizing African storytelling. You know that it's modeled after the Booker Prize, Nobel Prize, and therefore we just want it to be a reference point for people around the world that this platform is one that is showcasing prize-winning, award-winning literary arts and literary achievement from the Nigerian space.
Thank you so much for all your much too. And thank you. And congratulations to you. Big congratulations. We'll take a short break now. When we return, we will talk to Rook Sodiri. He'll give us updates on global business activities. Stay with us.
Struggling with a health challenge? Do you need financial help to access treatments?
I'm tired of trying. I need help. I want to try again. I know it's expensive.
Apply now for MHSS, the Maternal Health Service Support, a discounted loan by the W initiative of Access Bank. For more information, visit our website on www.vwcommunity.com or any Access Bank branch nationwide. You can also send an email to wcares@accessbankplc.com. Terms and conditions apply.
Mealtime is game on. Meet my SureBet Game Changer, made from natural ingredients to deliver game-changing chicken aroma and taste for my whole team. Upgrade your chicken game with game-changing chicken flavor from Maggi Chicken. Your skin is your wealth and perception is reality. Upgrade to affordable luxury brands from the La Roche-Posay range and the CeraVe range. Download the Conga app and shop on conga.com, MedPlus, Bido Pharmacy, Net Pharmacy, and Alpha Pharmacy. Conga Health, a subsidiary of Conga Group, is the exclusive distributor of L'Oreal Dermatological Beauty, world's #1 dermatological beauty brand. Your skin is your wealth and perception is reality. Upgrade to affordable luxury brands from the La Roche-Posay range and the CeraVe range. Download the Conga app and shop on conga.com, MedPlus, Bido Pharmacy, Net Pharmacy, and Alpha Pharmacy. Conga Health, a subsidiary of Conga Group, is the exclusive distributor of L'Oreal Dermatological Beauty, world's #1 dermatological beauty brand.
Keystone Mega Million. Keep on winning more.
From now to
to December 31st, 2025, you could be one of the 565 lucky winners in the Keystone Mega Milli giveaway. Simply carry out 10 transactions or more on any Keystone Bank channel for weekly cash wins, or save 10,000 naira or more for a month to qualify for the mega draw where millionaires are made. No account yet? Download the Key Mobile app from your app store and open one today for your share of millions. T's and C's apply. Keystone Bank. We grow together.
My name is Austin Azuko Kocha, but you all call me JJ. That's because I was so unstoppable, they named me twice. During my days as a professional footballer, I played as an attacking midfielder. No one could stop me, not even malaria, when mosquito bites. Now you too can be unstoppable if you use Lonat against malaria.
Lonat, a combination of Artimata and lumefantrine. Lonat, be unstoppable.
Welcome back to the Morning Show right on the Rise News channel. So, at the ongoing IMF World Bank meetings in Washington, D.C., the International Monetary Fund has unveiled a tepid outlook for global growth in 2025 and 2026. Global economic forecast is to slow to 3.2% in 2025 from 3.3%. Growth is projected to 3.1% for 2026. IMF has more optimistic forecasts on economic growth in Nigeria. Africa's most populous nation is forecast to grow 3.9% in 2025, up from 3.4% in its prior outlook, and 4.2% for 2026, up from 3.2% in its prior outlook. Also, still focused on Nigeria, the Central Bank of Nigeria held a listening session with Nigeria's top fintech firms in Washington, D.C. at the ongoing IMF World Bank meetings. The closed-door session was titled Shaping the Future of Fintech in Nigeria, Innovation, Inclusion, and Integrity. Our Rise business correspondent, Rotus Diri, now joins us from Washington, D.C. to discuss. Rotus, how's it going? Hope you're covering up. Hope it's not too cold. There were triggers for tepid global growth outlook from the IMF. Tell us more about this, Rotus.
Good morning, Rafai. Good morning, Benga. Good morning, all our viewers. Yeah, it is cold. It's 4 a.m. here. But look, we previewed this on Monday, right? When we gave the background on the back and forth between Trump and China, supply chain disruptions are one of the reasons why the IMF has lowered growth for the globe. And a perfect example is what we talked about on Monday with respect to China asking for new licenses in order to export rare earth minerals. Rare earth minerals, they're in this camera that's focused on me, your cameras in your studio, your mobile phones, fighter jets. I mean, they are very important, and China controls about 70% of its outputs. So, look at the front page of today's This Day newspaper, Nigeria's newspaper of record, where the Manufacturing Association of Nigeria is talking about its reduced contributions to GDP and how that needs to grow. I mean, if you are a manufacturing sector and you need rare earth minerals from China, that is going to halt your progress, right? So those are the type of things that they're looking at. And then, of course, the trade tensions. Trump, again, markets were seesawing yesterday. He's now come out and said he's going to put tariffs on cooking oil coming in from China because China is not buying soybeans from American farmers. So all that, the trade is just, it's trade tensions, supply chain disruptions, and then also, higher interest rates, trying to get a soft landing from central banks around the world, labor market concerns. We still don't have the latest job numbers from the US. There's slow job growth in the UK. So those are a lot of the triggers behind the IMF's latest forecasts for global growth being slower this year and next year.
You want to chime in? Benga, you want to chime in? You got a question for Rotus?
Okay.
Yeah, Rotus, nice to connect with you from Washington, D.C. The IMF projection on Nigeria's outlook was more upbeat with 3.9%, even projecting a bigger outlook for 2026 with 4.2% projection. What's the justification for this?
Thanks. I'll refer again to today's This Day newspaper, right? The front page on Shell's final investments decision for the gas output that they're looking to oil block, right, which is supposed to bring out about cubic was it 35 million or so cubic feet of gas, and then 60,000 barrels per day at peak production that is supposed to be feedstock for NLNG, which is going to support our liquefied natural gas exports. I mean, it's basically anchored on part of why we had 4.2% GDP growth in the prior quarter, increased oil and gas production. Basically, oil is what anchors a lot for Nigeria in terms of our foreign exchange earnings and what it means for the rest of the economy. So, on the back of the reforms that we've seen, a forecast of higher, stable exchange rates, that is very, very important because that, of course, allows businesses to plan. You've seen profits rebound, but oil and gas has a lot to do with it, Benga.
I think great stuff, Rotos, regards that. So, give us some details on this CBN listening party, if I can say that word, with the fintech. It was sort of like a regulatory sandbox, and what went down in this party?
Yeah, listening party. Yeah, look, Rufai, it was, as you mentioned, it was a closed door session. So unfortunately, we weren't able to bring, cameras in there. But I mean, it featured the big fintechs were there. Flutterwave, Money Points, Fair Money. They're all there, and Governor Cardoso simply just sat down and listened. I mean, he only spoke like at the end where he just thanked them and called them ambassadors of Nigeria, saying they're dominating across with their movements across into new African markets. But he just listened. They just passed the microphone around to all the Paystack was also there as well. All the fintech players, and one after the other, they just basically thanked the CBN for, as you mentioned, the regulatory sandbox allowing them to grow in Nigeria. But then they also said, hey, look, we need to look at stable coins, for instance. They want regulation on stable coins to allow them to be able to issue stable coins. They talked about a stable coin. I know there's one company that is looking to issue, I think has already issued a stable coin that is, I think, linked to the Naira as opposed to being linked to the dollar. So they wanted to improve cross-border payments. The head of NIBS, the Interbank Settlements system, was there as well. They talked about switching and having more highways, interoperability between the fintechs and NIBS and so on and so forth. So it was a really healthy session, and they essentially just want the CBN governor said that there will likely be more engagements with the fintechs going forward. But I think, by and large, it was all about talking directly to the players in the sector and, listening to their concerns, how to boost growth for them going forward. There's a lot of exciting things to come in that sector. So it was really good to see the regulator sit down with them. And they also said, look, beyond Washington, D.C., these kind of things will happen in Abuja, Lagos, and elsewhere in the future.
That's good stuff. Because people in this sector actually need to be heard. Big Benga, on the home run for this, Benga.
Okay, yesterday, the IMF also raised alarm on the dripping revenue of developing countries like Nigeria. Can you hear me, Rotus? Yesterday, the IMF raised alarm on the around revenue leakage in Nigeria, which is linked to illicit financial flows. This is also traced to untraceable digital transactions, stolen funds, and also proceeds from criminal activities, which they say is eroding governance in Nigeria. Any solution coming from the IMF in this regard?
Yeah, you got to close loopholes, Benga. If you think about, and this is where cryptocurrencies come in, right? You have to be able to. KYC is very, very important in terms of knowing your customer. In fact, there was a discussion during this session yesterday with the fintechs and the central bank, by the way, on settlement of transactions, right? For not only transfers between individuals, but also P2P and then also B2B as well. There was a debate on the amount of time to allow for settlement. So they want instant settlement because the fintech are talking about how they are competing with cash. If you hand me cash, that's instant settlement for a transaction between you and I. Meanwhile, if it is digital, there's a bit of a lag. And one of the reasons that was brought up was fraud and theft, because the head of NIBS was saying, hey, listen, you want to give a little bit of time for settlement to take place in case there are bad actors, which is with reference to these illicit fund flows and so on, to allow the funds to, so they want to be able to catch that. But then the fintechs are saying, well, listen, it's part of a risk of doing business, and we have to tighten, know your customers, not just for individuals, but also for merchants, in order to clamp down on that. So it was a healthy debate that they had. And so I on my part, I think settlement should happen instantly. And it's just a matter of time. So it's basically a process of tightening those controls, making sure you know who the players are, because it's a pool, right? And it's players within the sector that are carrying out these transactions. And so if you tighten those guardrails, then you can reduce the likelihood of this happening. And I know that Nigeria is, there's the whole matter with the grey list and so on and so forth. That's hopefully going to be resolved in the future. So it's a point that the IMF raised and it was well noted.
Rotus, I like settlements that happen quickly, but if you've been scammed through your card, you will pray settlement does not happen quickly. You'll pray it's first docked in an escrow at a point in time. So that's on the flip side. But thank you so much, Rotus, and stay away from the cold. Protect yourself from that. We'll take a short break now. When we return, we shall be talking to Kunle Adegoke, a senior advocate of Nigeria. Stay with us.
With the rising cost of things, we need to plan our next move.
Guy, I agree with you. I mean, with the money we make, we should not struggle with our finances now.
Maybe you both need better banking options.
What do you know about better banking options?
I recently moved my salary account to Polaris Bank, and since then, it's been a smooth ride for me. They bought over my existing loan and gave me better interest rates and repayment terms.
Are you serious?
Yes, as a Polaris salary account holder, I can get personal term loan, auto loan, mortgage, 50% salary advance, credit card, and more without going to the bank.
Really?
I've got a personal term loan already. See, here's my credit card too.
How do I make the move?
Simple. Open a Polaris salary account on Vault. Use salary account as your referral code.
My guy, I am moving my salary account now.
Get personal term loan and more with your Polaris salary account. Vault is available on Google Play Store and Apple App Store.
Ofala, the age-long heritage of the people of Onitsha. A day where tradition comes alive, with Glow showcasing this royal heritage to the world. On October 17th and 18th, it begins with the emergence of the Abugidi in his majestic splendor. Every step is a declaration of renewed harmony as the drums thunder, flutes vibrate, and prayers of peace are offered by the Obi. This year's festival begins with a youth carnival and the evening with Glow, featuring performances from the finest Southeast music maestros, the Ofala Festival, and the Royal Banquet. This is more than a festival. It is a reaffirmation of identity. Glow celebrates with all sons and daughters of Onitsha and the entire Igbo land as we take Ofala Onitsha to the world stage.
All you need to
yourself is that where is everybody's money going?
It's important for you to find people that connect with you where you are now, but also complement your weaknesses.
Make sure that what you have can test anybody anywhere. What inspired me to start my business? Hunger.
Banking prepared me for that. Showing up, waking up early, being dedicated.
The power is in us as people. We are the new oil.
The new media, don't be afraid of
What
it.
makes you stand out is differentiation.
This is going to be my footprint. I'm not going to be in any box.
Welcome back to the Morning Show right on the Rise News channel. In the move that could significantly reshape Nigeria's electoral calendar and reduce post-election disputes, the National Assembly has proposed that the next presidential and governorship elections be held in November 2026, 6 months ahead of the traditional February-March schedule. The proposal contained in the draft amendment to the Electoral Act 2022 was unveiled during a one-day public lecture hearing organized by the Joint Committee on Electoral Matters of the Senate and the House of Representatives. The amendment sought to ensure that all electoral litigations were concluded before the swearing of newly elected leaders on May 29, 2027. If adopted, the change will mark a historic shift in Nigeria's democratic timetable since 1999. So joining us on the show to discuss National Assembly's Constitutional Review proposal on electoral reforms is Kunle Adegoke, a senior advocate of Nigeria. Great to have you, Mr. Kunle Adegoke. I mean, why is there a need for this at this point in time, rather than focus on the true problems faced by INEC, the reforms we've been talking about, use of BVAS, authenticating that, making it justiciable, and the other loopholes of INEC? Let's focus on that. Why are we thinking of bringing the election date forward, which some people say is a ploy to be able to favor some over some? What's your take on this? Can you hear me? So they could guess here. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, we'll go to a quick break. We'll come back. We'll talk to more. Mr. Adegoke, great to have you again. All I'd just like to ask you is this. Why is there a need for shifting the electoral dates rather than focusing on the problems we highlighted with INEC in the last election? The use of technology, authenticating technology, making them justiciable.
Thank you very much.
Can you hear me, sir?
Yes. I can hear you very well.
Yes, faintly. Yes.
Okay. So why are we focusing on shifting the electoral date rather than focusing on making the areas around INEC guidelines justiciable, like the use of technology, like making the IREV a better...
I can hear you very well. I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay. Maybe I don't know what your read is on this. Well, I don't know what your read is on this matter. Anyway, you gave some opinion yesterday, so that's it. So I'll take your read first, and I'll come back on this matter. I'll probably get this Adegoke.
Right for now, I can hear you. So apart from receiving, you can Apart from giving us, you can even
Coming soon to over phone users and 1.5 the social platform for the world out of Africa. Your group, we're going to be launching with a big bang. Homegrown social platform born in Africa and built for the world, blending AI. It's fast, culturally rooted, data friendly, and is a digital platform for youth, creators, stop shop to connect, share, create, and earn. It's time to end social media imperialism. This is Leke, a voice for all.
Emergencies happen when you least expect them to. It gets worse when you are cash strapped. No need to despair. Right now on First Advance. With First Advance, salary earners can get up to 50% of their salary. No hassles, as long as you earn a monthly salary and your salary account has been active for at least 2 months. It doesn't matter if you run a salary account with First Bank or any other bank. Just dial *894*11# or simply dial *894# on your mobile phone. What's more, when you open a First Bank salary account, you can enjoy 0 charges and free debit card on Play Store or App Store today. Log in to experience First Bank digital banking. Select loans, select First Advance, and follow the prompts to receive your loan. Don't let that urgent need get the best of you. Get First Advance now. It's as simple as dialing *894*11#. First Advance.
My sister sent her measurements. We send earlier at your phone. Thank you. Ma, the next week Tuesday. Okay. Thank you.
Celebrate the 2025 Icon Gala honorees.
Being an icon is about service. It's about resilience and leaving space for others to rise. I accept this award not just for myself, but for every single African and diaspora creator daring to dream big.
We are the libraries that clap the burn.
Long-term achievement. Be that.
Africa is not just the future, but Africa is right now.
The trailblazing Managing Director and CEO of Fidelity Bank PLC.
We are Fidelity. We keep our word.
Welcome back to the morning show right here. We still have Mr. Kula Adegoke, Senior Advocate of Nigeria here. Great. Can you hear me, sir? Excellent.
Yes, I can hear you. Good morning.
Very good. So I said, why is there a need to shift the date of the elections rather than focus on the things we complained the guidelines of INEC that we felt should be justiciable in court that was not done in the last elections, things like IREB and the likes. And also, a little background, you are a member of the APC, you are a politician vying for a position in Osun State. We just have to say that, for the sake of public disclosure of our audience.
Because we can
Go
hear
ahead,
it
sir.
very well.
Right, thank you. The legislature has embarked on this process, I believe, to make the electoral process more transparent, more so with respect to the compilation and transmission of results of elections. And if you look at the bill being proposed, my understanding is that it includes making electronic transmission now mandatory. Under the 2022 Electoral Act, transmission of election results was not mandatory. The election of President Bola Tinubu was conducted in February, whereas the tenure of the incumbent President Muhammadu Buhari will be expiring May 29, 2023. So in the circumstance, it is mandatory that elections would have been conducted long before the expiration of the tenure of the incumbent. There wouldn't be the person who was elected in the new election wouldn't have been sworn in. There is no way he can exercise the powers of the incumbent. So the incumbent will still exhaust his tenure before the president. That is why he is either called governor-elect or president-elect. And until he is sworn in, he cannot exercise the powers and functions of the president or governor, as the case may be. So elections must be conducted before the expiration of the tenure of the incumbent. We cannot have two captains in the ship. The new captain has not been sworn in, has not been empowered. His tenure of office has not been activated. And if you believe that, okay, he should be contesting powers, the exercise of powers with the incumbent, that means that he wants to start his tenure before the Constitution even recognizes him as an elected person. Because as at the time that he is maybe declared winner of an election, he's just only governor-elect or president-elect, as the case may be.
Okay. Must we wait 6 months